Yeah, so when you start dating other women and when you have options, when a woman knows not only other women want you, but you can have them whenever you want, you're about them, it hits hard. A lot of times, women, for one, will not believe that other women will want you because they might not like validate you, or they just kind of be too much in their head thinking that they can get a better dude or just comparing you to other men. And if again these other guys are like having other women, or they can get women easily and it's not seeming that way with you, then she's gonna make these judgments as to, oh, can he get other women? Now the reason why I always say, like, don't try to prove yourself to a woman like you can get other women or you can be with multiple women, is because when you actually like practice talking to women, when you upgrade your game, you get better as a man, and things become very natural and it's like so easy for you to get women, then they come. You get what I mean? It's not like forcefully like, oh my gosh, I'm coming off thirsty. So you don't want her to think that you're ever thirsty. And the reason why this is also so important is because if you give her the impression, let's say, hey, like, I don't care to have you, right? Like, I don't care if this works out because you don't try enough. At this point, I'm giving up. So once that sorts of stuff starts happening, the next thing that you want to understand and like kind of take in is that that's giving off a specific energy out as you are secure, as you attract women, as women come easily to you, right? It's not nothing that's like rocket science. It's just more of like, if you have other women and the prettier that they are, the easier that you have other women, the more attractive you become. This is why when it comes to how you carry yourself as a man, you are always supposed to fix yourself within, then your external, get your everything right, but practice everything in all areas, like approaching women. If you're dating one woman or you want one woman to recognize you, you have to practice certain stuff that you're uncomfortable with. Because I could tell you that, like, okay, like, try to go on more dates. Try to have your standards made clear, even if it feels like it's a risk, like, do it. I could tell you all that stuff, but I would also want you to practice something that you're uncomfortable with doing, but can be beneficial. Something such as, like, let's say you deal with her and she thinks that she's like, too good for you, or she's over here using double standards, or again, like I normally say, downplaying you, making herself feel good. And we know some women, or most women actually, are hypergamous. So if she's having all of this going on and she's over here treating you a specific way you don't like, it is your time to try something such as showing to her that you're not interested any longer. It is your time to say something such as, like, you're not even that fine. You're not even that fine in person. Sometimes some fellas are too sensitive to think you're being disrespectful, but the more straightforward, the more that you, again, relate to, like, this can relate to, having women, the more your value increases. Like, that fear that she now feels of, like, okay, but this guy, he's sure of himself. He's very secure. He has high self-esteem. He not low self-esteem. He's confident. Other women find him attractive. I must be missing something, or, oh, he's more attractive, I want to have him to myself. Women are also very territorial, which is kind of another topic I'll talk more about towards the end. But let me go right back to how, if you are practicing or saying something that can cause you to be very straightforward, very blunt, like your attitude is nasty, something like that, look at it as a benefit. The more you're like this, the more she starts feeling like, dang, like, I gotta, like, be more of a feminine woman. I gotta make them fall for me. I gotta know my place, instead of the aggressive tone coming over, like, oh, like, I don't care about you, that attitude, or like, I could get every man I want, or please, do you see me? You get what I mean? Comment down below some of the things that you feel are outrageous or kind of rude, disrespectful that women will say. And also, do you agree with what I'm saying when you have women attracted to you, when you have a girlfriend, when you have other women in general, even like an ex that comes back to your life while you're talking to this girl, she could start feeling like, oh, I want to win him over before this ex. And then on top of that, if that ex is pretty, etc., it makes it even more of her desiring you. Do y'all agree with this? Have you ever seen it happen, or or have you ever experienced it? Comment it down below. Don't forget to join Patreon. I actually just dropped 2 videos. Actually, by the time you see this video, the 3rd video that I dropped today on Patreon will probably be up. If not, it's 3 videos for today, so it'll be maybe right after. I'm not sure, probably before, but anyways, there are 3 new videos, and I already put out the schedule for Patreon, a whole lot of videos that are going to be dropping this month. So of course, if you want to be getting it for free, you want access to exclusive and extra content that you will not get on here, join Patreon and be a part of the community. And of course, if you want to book your consultation to talk about what's going on with you currently, we definitely can do that. Make sure you book by clicking the link down below and get the help that you need, get clarity, and have an executed plan that could happen and fulfill your desires. And per usual, there's always deals on my website. And I do have a second Patreon that's more all about me and what's personal. Vlogs will probably come back, behind the scenes, all sorts of things of that sort. So just see the links and see what you want to join, and you can join for free and get the extras and join the community. Now, I want to get into how I was saying how now the other part of a woman being possessive but territorial. So being territorial can cause someone to be possessive, because if you're over here claiming this person, and let's say a woman's like, oh, he's mine, I don't want to share, no woman can touch him, don't even look at him. Like, some women have this type of attitude. So if this now happens, she might become possessive to tell you like, oh, don't leave the house after this time. I know this might sound like more of a guy saying something like this. Some guys do this, some guys don't. Or she might, let me give you another example. She might say something like, make sure that you're not hanging around too many women, or make sure that, and not all of these are always going to show these signs. It's kind of subjective to a degree, but I'm trying to give you an idea as to what it could look like, what is potential. So she could just always try to like claim you to herself, like I own you in a sense, like nobody can have you. You are mine. Yeah, you are mine. Make sure that everybody knows. I want the impression of like you are cuffed up. Let me give you another example. Let's say if you don't, this is not like maybe something you will commonly see, but I want to give you another perception, a way that you could look at it. So another way you can perceive it is like, let's say if a woman wants a man to make her feel like wifey. A lot of women do this, and they claim like, I won't give wifey treatment before I know he's my man, etc. But some men, they don't care. They want the treatment, etc. So if she's like, okay, well, I want a promise ring, you end up giving her a promise ring, and then she's like, but I want women to know that you are like married, or you have a woman, or I want them to be like, oh, but he has a ring on his finger. She might tell you to do something like, I want you to wear a wedding ring or an engagement ring. Well, guys don't, I don't know if guys wear engagement rings. I don't often see it. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I know women do, okay? So if you end up wearing a ring, men don't really, you never really see a man wearing a ring unless he's married and he's faithful and he wants it to be known, right? So if she's like, okay, like I want people to know, I want them to know you're taken, that could be an example. Not to say it's a bad thing, not to say it's a good thing, but that's just an example. Not to say it's always happening or it's common, but that's another way you want to view it. So if a woman's now like this, that's also her way of trying to say to other women, back off, he's mine. And that's also her way of feeling more secured with you. Like, again, she has you. You are hers. Let's put it like that. So just remember that the more that you have these options, the more that you don't care to have this other girl, and you're not afraid that having another girl is a good thing, or entertaining them. You don't have to take this main girl that's stressing you out serious. You can dismiss her, or you can give her the impression that I'm open to dating, or I want to see other women. Like, doing stuff like that will have her feeling away. So I hope you had some sort of takeaway from this video. More to come like this. And if you want anything answered, questions, all that stuff, make sure that you do book your consultation. Leave your questions and whatever it is, your stories down below. If you want part 2, the per usual stuff. I love y'all. And don't forget to join Patreon for free. Both Patrons if you would like. And book your consultation. Links are there. Bye, y'all.